Hi, and welcome to the Rise Up and Roar podcast with Carrie Hurley. Is life chaotic and overwhelming? Do intrusive thoughts interrupt your day? Do you long for the abundant life that Jesus came to give you? Then, sister, you're in the right place. Here on the Rise Up and Roar podcast, we help you overcome overwhelm, navigate the negative, and redeem the courageous life that God has called you to live. My dear, you are powerful for the kingdom of heaven and dangerous to the system of darkness. It's time to rise up into your power, privilege, and place as a daughter of the King. Come, join me on today's episode. Hello, I'm your host, Carrie Hurley, and I am delighted that you are joining me today. Now, anyone familiar with Philippians 4:8? And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Philippians 4:8. Well, I have three things for you today. First of all, we want to talk about fix because I'm in the South, so there are three different definitions for fix. So what are you going to fix today? What are you going to filter today? And what's your result? What are you going to walk away with? So let's get to fixing. So like I said, in this verse, it says one final thing. Paul is saying, hey, you know what? I've told you all this stuff. One final thing. Don't forget this. Hold on to this. Fix your thoughts on what is true. Fix your thoughts. That's the phrase we're going to go with. Fix your thoughts. Well, whenever you think fix, what comes to mind for you? Okay. Well, one is correct, right? We need to fix it because it's broken. The second one would be I love target practice. And so you fix your focus. You really narrow it in to very tiny. There was a movie, I can't remember the name of it, but it was Mel Gibson, Aim Small, Miss Small. And so we want to focus our thoughts. And then the third one, so we're going to correct our thoughts. We're going to focus our thoughts. And the third one in the South, I'm fixing to. That happens. I'm fixing to go to the store. That means I am getting ready to. So I am getting ready to make a difference with my thoughts. Okay, so those are our three fixes that we're applying to Philippians 4:8. Then our filter comes next. And I have to think back. And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. This is the filter that all of our thoughts need to go through. Because right now we are in the midst of the holiday season, right? The rush, the bustle, the focusing, maybe not on the reason for the season. Our thoughts are not where they need to be. And so we want to use Philippians 4:8 to correct them if need be, to get them in the right place, to get ready to change our thoughts as needed. And we want to filter our thoughts through this filter of, because sometimes, what is it? Our thoughts can be negative. We can have toxic thoughts. We may have toxic thoughts or negativity about the season, about how other people are behaving, other people's expectations, our own expectations. And so we want to filter these things through. And so we're going to filter, is it true? Oh, that's the very first thing. Honestly, if you can say yes for true, then the rest will fall in line. But a lot of times, no, our thoughts aren't true because we believe the lies of the enemy. Okay, so this is where correction is going to need to come in, that fix from the beginning. What do you need to fix, or how do you need to fix? So if you're believing a lie of the enemy, then how do we deal with that? Well, first of all, we confess. We confess that, oh, this is a lie that I have been believing. I confess the lie that I believed that I have to have my house looking perfect, or I have to have 4 courses for a meal, whatever. Okay, whatever that lie may be, I confess that I have believed the lie that if I don't spend X amount of money, then other people will look down on me. none of their business. But anyway, um, and what they think about you is none of your business. But anyway, moving on. So you want to go through, is this thought true? So if you're having negative or intrusive thoughts, put them through this filter. And if they don't pass through the filter, then you confess them to the Lord and you send them to the feet of Jesus and have him send them wherever he wants them to go. Okay. So, or you can send them to Jesus jail. Ooh, have you watched the Jesus jail or listened to the Jesus jail episode? Go do that. All right. So we have our fix. Which fix do you need today? What filter do you need today of fix your thoughts on what are true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. And this third one, what is the benefit of doing this? Well, we have to go down to Philippians 4:9 to find the benefit. And this says, keep putting into practice all you have learned and received from me. Everything that you have heard from me and saw me doing, then the God of peace will be with you. So I love how Paul kind of backs it up. He's like, okay, keep putting into practice all you learned from me. So this is active that we're learning, that you received from me. He's like, I gave it to you, whether you learned it or not, I gave it to you. Everything you heard from me, well, that's incredibly passive. And saw me doing, again, that's another passive thing. He's just taking it back further. The learning, we were very closely involved. I gave you things that's a little less involved, but you heard me saying things. So that was more to a group, and you saw me doing things. So it's these different levels of intimacy that Paul's like, okay, you're not just going to be held, you're not just responsible by what you learned from me or you received from me, but also you need to take a look at what I did, what I said. And then the God of peace will be with you. And that's what we want, isn't it? We want peace. And we want God to be Emmanuel. We want him to be God with us. Now, I will say, he already is God with us. A lot of times we just don't have eyes to recognize it. But when we walk through this process of which fix do I need? What filter am I going to put my thoughts through? And am I going back to what I've learned and received and seen and heard? Not just Paul do, but Jesus. How's he teaching you? That's when the God of peace will be with you. So you will see where Emmanuel is with you. You will see the peace that he provides that passes all understanding. Now, I have done a deeper dive into this verse, Philippians 4:8. And so down in the show notes, I will include a link for you to be able to access that mini course for free. I think it's only an hour and a half long, maybe less than that. But you can go in and really soak into this and see how you can use this in your life to make a change, to bring you to that place of more peace, of more joy, of walking as an effective ambassador of Jesus Christ. So, my dear sweet friends, I want you to remember you are powerful for the kingdom of heaven and you are dangerous to the system of darkness. It is time for you to rise up and roar into your power, place, privilege, rights, and responsibilities as a daughter of the King of Kings. May you walk in power. Until next time. All right, my dear, that's going to do it for this episode of the Rise Up and Roar podcast, where we help Christian women overcome overwhelm, navigate the negative, and redeem the courageous life that God has called each of us to live. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Grab my free resources on my website and follow me on Instagram at Mrs. Carrie Hurley. Have a great day.